because I am who I am. I know what I know, and I have to deal with someone who you can't even, in the most civilized way, be like, just let me know if you can or cannot do this thing. Don't destroy it in the cradle by naysaying, or apply what good you can have in communicating and just fucking do it or not. If you can't do it, don't bullshit about it and why you can't. See, the emotions are too much for you, as I assume they are. Is she going to tell you that though? No, she's not going to say she's not going to communicate. It's that she's remarried and that it would affect her relationship to do that, as it would. It shouldn't. It should be something that someone could easily overcome using virtue. You know, a lot of people have no idea about virtue. What does that even mean? When you cultivate certain things, they grow. Your interaction with them becomes more. You have some sort of development. Um, I guess I could suppose that it could go know thyself. This may sound wrong. Don't take this the wrong way. How is she not going to take it the wrong way? That looks just like her to me, dude. When I saw this, I'm like, this is her. That's her. This is my wife. What have I done? Yeah, I know. But I like the Discordians. The idea of it as a religion, this is their goddess. They were trying to be silly. Guess what? Didn't work. They real silly. How silly. Mm. I send her love, positive, neutral energy that she can work with positively to her own benefit and her family's benefit and to her own growth, because I want to and I can. Modifying this message of misunderstanding, if there is that. Um, but there is passionate care and respect, so it isn't mean. It's just it popped into my mind in that way that I'm like, oh, I forgot about this. There's so many discoveries one makes about other self that they've been blended with, or whatever the fuck's going on here. And I just thought this would be important to share, or at least to show the process isn't fucking warped and twisted beyond what the human condition allows us to be in our trying to better state. Because, mind you, this girl I love so much, I would fucking have her back at this moment, despite all the shit I've been through. So if that doesn't underscore some sort of fucking crippling mind virus of logic, it ought to show that there is some sort of love there that just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. But more power to her for whatever she can do, if she can do it. And I'm happy to be in a state where I don't have to fucking be so concerned about a woman, and it's getting better every day. I love women too much. I love too much what they got. I want it. I love it. That's how most men are regarding the strange drug we've all, well, not the gay guys. I guess they don't know about it. Don't tell them about it. They might find out. I mean, they're practically their substitute is bud. It's shitty. A shitty substitute for something so fine for a man to have. I'm just saying. I thought I'd wait a week and just text in the next Monday morning. But I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm not. I have a life to live too, and I'm not going to be sitting home from work free Monday. I'll be at work, thank God, and needing it. Seriously. But my plan B for what time was going to be taken and stretched to the completeness of time had already been grasped that I wasn't going to get a response because I asked for it. You know? And I was like, please don't do that because it messes with me. And I'm trying to be as like open and responsive as one can be. And you're supposed to do this for you're supposed to co-parent. She doesn't have my children like she won them in the case. No. We drifted apart. And she continues to excise me of money and probably doesn't even need it in the same way as I do. And it's just a warped fucking breach of fucking sensibility on all levels. But that favor her and should in respects to the children. But she did not really honor the agreement due to the infliction it has made. And I think there's going to be some sort of reckoning of that in life. You're not going to just be able to fuck people over, destroy their relationship by being silent and just changing your number and just not having a care in the world, not being concerned about that. You know, do you want to talk to your dad? No, you want to be with cool mom. No, they don't want to talk to you. Who knows if there was ever any message sent? That's the state of it. Because they all say, she didn't tell me anything until way too late. I only kept the fucking phone number to my mother-in-law open to the communicating and tested it from time to time to make sure I could send the word when my dad died if that was going to happen. And it did. It was all done for reasons that were there and alright. No, I've not talked to stepmother, godmother, whatever fucking mother-in-law anymore. There's no reason to. I thought about sending a nice happy Easter, Merry Christmas on the holidays, but what's the point? I mean, if it's good for me, it would be good for me and I would do it. But if it's not good for them and they're not going to make any good use of it, but bad use, then I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to participate in other people's allowing evil and just enduring it. They're damaged by it, so you know it's never stuff you want to have to deal with. If it's too hard on your soul, you know, to push through some black trudge type of shit that just encases you. It's like moving through syrup or something. Maybe you should get out of that fucking energy. You know? I don't always know, but when I attempt and push to try the right ways, I make breakthroughs. And I almost forgot that I was making a point to get that recorded so I didn't get it all fucked up. Not for evidence sake, but because how do you navigate these things like this? How do you not involve more than normal human forces when that's the basis of your relationship? Hmm? I had a panic attack the whole next day. It would be probably safe to assume I wouldn't be the only one to have something like that. And I'll be shaken and then left with what I've got to look and see what rattles loose. It didn't have to be like that. I mean, but maybe so. How do you deal with your crazy? I was reading the comments, I think, on a pornography. Pornography had a comment section at some point in time. And some of the things that men say is don't stick your dick in crazy. There's some truth to that, that all men know this. And this person's not crazy like that. I'm not saying that. That's not what I mean. But there's an element of it, a shared element even, of how that person can make you so pissed off by being themselves or some form of stubbornness against something. Maybe you didn't make your point. I don't know. Look, I don't know. I'm not an expert on it because I didn't successfully complete my time. Well, maybe I did. I don't know. There's a whole nother. That's what we're doing. Yeah, because you're not pressing record. That seems a little bit extreme, though. Well, you know what? Cut the video off and then start your. Fine, asshole. And when they say that you're most attracted to something like your mom, psychological fucking proof and truth of that. My God, dude, my mom was crazy, and she was calculated, hateful, mean, and crazy. A lot of the same stuff going on, but I'm not gonna be other than in my inside, in my internal world. I know and have a peace I didn't have before because I had communicated to God or whatever part of myself would be necessary to do that, be it a psychological process, some sort of fucking personal ritual, whatever you want to call it, it was necessary to do it, to go through it, and it was extreme. It was extreme. But I do think the change that it had made in me is life saving and also extreme. Because it deals with fucking powerful natural forces beyond our understanding completely as a human, destroying it. Like there's nothing it can do. It can't. It's like try to stand in front of the ocean and hold it back type shit. You know what I mean? It's dealing with something else. Who's your first wife? Hail Eris, goddess of strife and discord. I was turned on to the Discordians by Red Feather. Shout out to Red Feather's channel. If he's still doing a channel, he's got one. He had early success and then hadn't found it in the timing to. I don't know. He started over again. He was making some sort of relevant point when it was so relevant that it drew in my attention onto the phone call to what I was doing. We were doing similar things at the same time. And this is the cool thing about the spirit and soul is that you can be one fucking soul group of so many people, one soul group covering them all. I hear a lot of the new age people and their tribe talk and all their woohoo shit that they do. And I like it a little more practical and less satanic. I don't feel any real want to connect with the Old Testament God. I got something from New Testament God, and I have a strange experience. I had to talk with my uncle for like an hour or two. The new patriarch of family. I have to arrange myself with understandings to get these lessons this way. And he didn't poo poo any of my shit. That was the first problem, and I had it last year, is that I was projecting, because we do this, the relationship I have with an uncle on my mother's side, Uncle Willie. Uncle Willie was captured early on by Vivian, his wife, redheaded evil aunt. They don't care. And the things that make sense or are valuable are not the same at all. And it's materialism. And then whatever they have personally, I'm sure there are people inside of their materialism shroud, but it covers most over everything that they touch and interact with, so much so that we don't have any relationship with them. And then my stepdad and my brother broke off any future by how they treated and acted at the request to participate in my mother's funeral, which to them it was duty bound for them to extend the invitation, not be slapped down in the way that they did. That was disrespectful. They all knew each other too. So it's like when you inherit something or you become part of a marriage, you really do lose some of yourself and merge into a weird form of unity within the marriage that you just can't escape. I had a lot of things affect me that I didn't realize until I saw that driver's license of a under 21-year-old driver girl. Because that person, that bitch, is the bitch that I have to deal with, quote unquote, for anyone to get any closer to me than my skin level. It's on me like skin. It's like the first ether or something like that. It's would be very sacred if it would be able to be utilized properly. And in the state of disrepair and aggression or misunderstanding that has gone to fester and allow needs to be squeezed so the poison can come out. But number one, no, I'm not a monster. I wasn't just continually beating your mother, scouring the house to beat your mom, children. And the fact that they can think something like that in their heads and her not be able to emotionally discern and figure it out. She was telling me he was having all these problems and something was messing with him. And when she said what it was, I was like, that's probably my dad. You probably got it twisted. And he's probably responding to your parenting and your fucking social fucking conditioning is why he's all fucked up about it. But she didn't tell me all the details. Something was fucking with him, but it manifested as this hand. And of course, I said so. I said in there that Whopper was the hand and that she was the storm. And that those are Mayan calendar stuff. And take it or leave it. It is what it is. But funny as hell, for me, it's been invaluable. And I use it. And people are what you look. If you think I'm a Virgo, how many other people are Virgos? Okay. Now look at it on there and see what you get. How many people are white crystal wizards? One Virgo is me. But I'm like, what the fuck? With magnetic, not crystal. Sorry. Disclosure. I don't know. The world could be very joyous today because in the Dreamtime world, everyone was being made to lay in a grave, crossing their hands like this. You had to close your eyes or they wouldn't let you wake up. And then I could see just millions of people and like some fucking monster thing scouring over them, making sure they're doing it. Like some sort of fucking hazing that the alpha males are doing for $18,000. If you want to pay them, they'll spray a hose at you and talk shit to you so you can be of a suitable value for your family. You know, because how bad are you doing? You've got $18,000 to throw away on this. You must be doing excellent already. Well done. Check. I see you. I see you, fucking marketing manager, fucking social media pirates, whatever the fuck they're doing, whatever that is, it's wrong. That is not right. They didn't give those guys nothing, nothing. So we're in strange times. I love it. I now got to go down below because I got my lawnmower sort of stuck. You know when you hit the gas instead of the brake and slam into something? Imagine that, but imagine off the edge of a cliff. It wasn't too extreme. It's on the side of the cliff. The lowermost footing ground will be found my lawnmower, stranded. I have rope to complete the task. Can I do it by myself? Maybe. I might could do it without the rope, but I'm not entirely sure. And once I foot pedaled wrong, because when I mow, here's what I do different. I don't put the blade in the engage and just let it lock. I put it down forward and feel through the blades what I may or may not want to hit and cut, and then release it if there's anything under me. Because that's how I can drive over most of the things and not break the blade or fuck the blade up by just. But the first time you have to do this for the next season, after winter, now we're in spring. So this is the most important time to do it, and do it as soon as you can, which is what I did. But this is part of the perils of finding stuff every season, lost, covered over by the growth and elements. But this is about as far as I've pushed into that area called should have been weed eatered with the lawnmower, and it was a slight mistake. I really wanted to get in the river, but it really was cold, than I could deal with, even hot, going down there. So I extend my period into and out of river longer each year. It seems to be more memorable getting into it later after the changed season than it is breaching that boundary on the fore end as I am. Because I didn't get in, but I could have, and almost was tempted, but I didn't. And it's a magical fucking place too. It's something else going on there. There are some other people that I'd like to river with, and some friends that have been in the background of this place for quite a while. That, for whatever different reasons, I feel it appropriate to try to get them involved. I don't, I don't know how to articulate it beyond that, but this place has always had a very strange sort of the people have an interesting sort of way of having politics to themselves. It's not really to be thought of as whoever lives here. This place has a strange extra. Part of it has probably to do with the line of the pyramid. We're on the line of the pyramid. I thought it was very strange to find out that the pyramid's latitude and this latitude is so close. It might be a little off, like it might actually be Elgin. But as a person who's a pyramid student and lover of pyramid shit, I thought it was pretty fucking close and extremely not strange when I saw it. I was like, this makes sense. There's actually three places. You take that circle that it makes going around the earth, you take 3 points on it, you've got Great Pyramid, you've got this place, and then you've got out in the sea that other underwater area of Japan that has temples and shit. So it must be something to that, or you wouldn't find that to be the case. So that's what I think. How will it come out? I don't know. You know, I'm still a very moody, fucking into my skin everyday person. as well as just as much I would be able to do if I dropped my body right now, and I could do it here, and I wouldn't have to go into some other realm. Are you talking about being a ghost? Limited hauntings are not ghosts. They might be some sort of echo, maybe thought forms. So you get your fucking shit before you get your fucking understandings correct before you start looking weird at me. There's always been a weird, like, ghost warrior in the Native American tradition. They have a like a ritual, the ghost dance, to like connect to that ancestral spirit thing that's terrifying and can fuck up. Like, remember on Lord of the Rings when all those bound up ghosts in the mountain were finally able to be released because they fucking brought the shit on the ships and then fucking come off out of the boats, just out of the boats. A fucking ghost army just starts going slaying shit. You can't top that as a technology or a fucking tool of warfare. How could you? And you know what they don't put up with? The demonic. They don't they don't fail to slay that shit. You listen to these books, the fucking Taoist magic books, and what his job is to chop and kill demons. That's most of their fucking work they got to do every day is chopping up fucking monsters. And at some period of time, there's an opportunity for all the ghosts and all the dead things to partake and become natural again, or they can cling to their bullshit and be destroyed. And I love that idea. I love it. I think it's fascinating that you could somehow revert back to your prenatal chi orientated uh, body, which may not be our physical human body, but it may be some of the energy systems that underlie it. And that's all I want to say. So just consider it